Okay, so look, that's sort of the main stuff that I wanted to look at. And I thought I'd show you one more thing, which is kind of interesting, and I think the value proposition of this will become clear in a moment.
Okay.
And that is automated security scanning. So I have used a tool here called NetSparker. And what I like about NetSparker is that you take a URL and you point NetSparker at that URL, and there are other equivalent tools as well, but I just find NetSparker is really user-friendly. And it goes and makes 56,990 requests, just to make sure.
Yeah.
Now, it did this over a period of about 2 hours, all right? And what we've done here is it's just gone, let's go and test as many things as we can automatically. So think about all the things that we've looked at today that could be automated. Request headers, you've got excessive request headers. XSS, how does it respond to XSS?
Yep.
SQL injection. Most of these things can be automated at least as a first run.
Yeah.
So what I like to do is go, okay, if I'm going to go and do any sort of in-depth review, let's just take out the low-hanging fruit by doing that. Because I don't want to sit there and manually do 57,000 requests.
Well, you were pretty good before. You did about 100. So
Yeah, but that was repeating the same one over and over and over again. So this is a really good place to start. And what we find here is a tool like NetSparker is going to break the findings down into different categories. So, things that are important, sort of low priority or informational. And what you'll see if we jump down a couple of pages here is it found a number of the things that we spoke about.
That's right, exactly.
So cross-site scripting, if we jump down, we will see that it found this was public account managed.
I was about to say he's actually going to tell us where it is.
Exactly, and we can see here, in fact it's highlighted there, this particular form value passed in that, and then it's reflected into the response. So and you see it's just sort of simple automation for the tool. Send this in the request and then see if it gets reflected in the response.
Yeah.
And again, NetSparker or other tools that do the same sort of thing. We found similar things like cookie not marked as secure. Now you and I found that very easily with a manual review. This just automates it, and particularly
But you may have a site that has many cookies.
Yeah.
Or you may not. I don't know. You may not be using the same tools.
No, in fact, that's what I was about to say. Like, as it gets larger and you get more and more resources and you get more and more cookies and other things, it gets harder.
So does it do this for the entire site?
So it'll crawl the entire thing. And it really, the key there is it's going to crawl. So it has to be able to find links. So, when you set this up, you would give it the URL and you would also set up authentication, because I've actually tested authenticated resources here.
Oh, sure.
So it actually has like a little macro. It goes, okay, log in.
Do stuff,
and then, does this look like a login view and does this look like a log out view? And it just goes and crawls the entire thing. But I also wouldn't want to have people think that they just buy security in the box. They get this and they run it and it comes back and it's green and it's all good and we go. Because this also hasn't found a bunch of other issues. So this hasn't found the brute force risk.
Yeah, well, as you said, it's the low-hanging fruit.
It's the low-hanging fruit. It also won't find the logic risk. So, to a degree, the enumeration risk on the registration page is a logic risk.
Yeah.
So you want to use this as a first pass, but not to let it create a false sense of security. Quite literally a false sense of security.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, these are really good, and I would try and run these tools and take as much away as you can as a first round. And often these tools do cost a bit of money, but then you think about, all right, how much of my people time have I got to spend doing this? And I'll tell you what, software might be expensive, but people, man, they're expensive. They're really expensive.
That does make sense, definitely, because you also have, if you're spending money on this, it's not just for this site you're doing it. You can use it for a suite of sites.
Yeah, and of course that depends on the product, and some of them have licensing models that
Sure.
bind them to a domain or to one or two sites.
Yeah.